Hello, everybody. I think we have a goofy issue here. My intro started and then it kind of stopped. Not sure why. And so yeah. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. Decided to finish it. I don't know. There was like a weird interference, but all right. Hello, everybody. This is part 2 to the gardening expedition, watching the garden grow. And we probably should have been live on Tuesday because I was going to do every week, but it's been about 10 days. And so we've got some amazing growth and on both the seeded vegetables and the ones that we've planted from what they call either table scraps or your kitchen vegetables. So I'm going to wait a little, probably about 5 minutes, and let some more people come in. That way nobody misses the reveal, so to speak. So yeah, a nice rainy day today, I'm telling you. Not heavy rain, it's just light rain, but you gotta love that. I'm hoping that this sun is gonna start shining a lot more and gonna get a lot warmer. That way we can get these plants outside. It's been an interesting day already. Gotten gotta do my rounds and make sure everything had water in it, and of course I do the light changing on the greenhouses. The one set that I have, the ones that I planted with, they have different light settings for different times of the day. It's supposed to kind of, I guess, imitate what it'll be like when they're outside. And then I thought I didn't have enough for my other 2 bags of seeds, the watermelon and the pear tomatoes. So remember, I was going to plant those. Well, I just decided to order some more of those little greenhouse domes. Unfortunately, I didn't look close enough, and I got another pack of 4, but they're not as big as the ones that I started with. They're a little smaller, but they work. So I did add 4 more greenhouses, and then I had leftover watermelon seeds, so I planted 2 seeds in 2 different solo cups. So so I could use the whole package. And then I planted the pear tomatoes, 2 greenhouses of watermelon, 1 greenhouse with forget-me-not flowers, and then the 2 solo cups. And so we got quite a bit going. I also transplanted the lettuce. I believe I showed it last week. No, actually didn't have the lettuce in there last time I showed you guys the tomato plants that were started. But I actually transplanted the romaine lettuce that I was growing in water, which was an amazing thing to watch it go from the stub to growing fresh lettuce through the middle. And I transplanted 2 of those into a regular pot, and also the carrot ends, which I did the same thing with. I chopped off just the end of the carrot where the growth is, and then let them grow in water. Then you transplant them. So I think out of the 3 carrots, though, I think the 2 look like they were going to make it. This other one, I'm not so sure. I think one's definitely good. The other one, I got kind of, well, me moving dirt around in there and stuff, it got kind of funny because the little plants on them are so fine, but we'll see if anything else happens. I tried to kind of set them back up in there, right? It's interesting, y'all. It definitely is. When streaming to a profile, viewer comments won't show up unless the stream is public on Facebook by default. It is friends only. Learn more. Oh, wow. What is that, y'all? Okay. Let me see. Oh, I need to fix something, do I? Okay. Tiffles. Do I know what we're looking at here? What it's talking about? Can't post comment to same destination. Okay. Interesting. I don't know what that means, but okay. Oh. Okay. Alrighty then. Trying to figure this out. You have to go on Facebook. That's what I'm assuming you're saying. Yeah. Right. Because that's probably on Facebook completely. You're right. I think it's okay though. Hello, Beachy. I'm going to do this copy. There's that. Put the link up there. And I'll be going live again later this evening. But this is going to be a shorter live. We're just going to do some like catch up, like get everybody caught up on what we kind of progress we've made in the last 10 days. I believe Beachy's going to join me on the panel for a short time, and we're going to show you guys some of her vegetables that she's growing as well. We kind of both started doing some different kinds of versions of it, and then some the same with the different veggies, and we've both had pretty good turnouts. And now we're both like kind of getting into the like stuff that's the seeded stuff and that, but we've had some really good turnouts on growing vegetables from vegetables. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been fun doing it and having someone else do it as well. We didn't even, this is the funny thing, we didn't even know the other one was doing anything like that until we discovered it. And I think our discovery was on the sweet potato. So it's interesting, a lot of people think alike. For anybody out there that's not in chat, welcome. Welcome to Wild Angels Bucket List Adventures, where I'm doing a little Friday afternoon gardening check-in to see how things have grown. And I guess I'm going to see if Beachy wants to pop up, because I don't want to miss her trying to come up when I'm over there showing stuff. So I was going to wait, a few minutes and let everybody come in or get caught up with everything, but we won't wait too long, y'all. We won't show your sweet potato. I sure will. Yeah, let me check my lighting over here too, so see things well. Well, here we go. All right, here we go. Okay, so I am going to take y'all on the journey, and we're going to start at the table We're going to start with the, and of course I'm going to uncam so that everybody can see. Does that make sense, right? Okay, camera on. No, it's not. There we go. Okay, so right here, which it might be kind of hard to see this bad boy. You know, it probably will in this lighting. So let me try. I have some overlighting on. See if that helps, guys. All right, so right here, this big old sweet potato right here. This is the plant growing off of the top of the end of that, and these will all become slips, which then you take these and you regrow sweet potatoes with. So we got that going. Here's a smaller piece where instead of a full potato, I just cut the end off because it had some slips on it, and I decided to let those start growing. And then here is the Bigfoot potato. The Bigfoot potato is doing quite well. We've got some slips on there, and that's these little, get out of the light. Lighting is so weird with these garden lights. Brighter lights. Here we go. So like right there at the top of those, see that? Those are the slips. Those are the little buds that will bud up on the potato, and then we'll get big like this one. This one's getting pretty big. The leaves started looking a little funny, and I was like, oh, I better fill the soil, make sure we got plenty of water in there, but it's damp, so we're good to go. All right, so there's those. And then, okay, and right here we have the extra watermelon. I had 2 extra seeds, so I had 4. So I put 2 in this cup, and I put 2 in this cup. And so far we've got 1 sprout in there. Now these I just did, I want to say 4 days ago. Yeah, about 4 days ago. 4 or 5, maybe 4. It was about 3 days after I had the live. So I would say, yeah, about 3 days after that. Okay. And then here is the newer set of 4 that I didn't have done when everybody was here last, because we had run out. But here is the flowers. These are the forget-me-nots. So far, we only have a couple little things going on in there. These have been, like I said, about 4 days. I have them on the heat pad right now. This is watermelon. I'm not really seeing anything in there yet, down in there. Same with this is another watermelon. I did a lot of them. So really nothing in these yet. And then this last one is the pear tomato, and those are sprouting up pretty good there. They're coming through. Yeah, let's get the tag in there. Like I said, these ones weren't quite as good as nice as these nice tall ones. Now over here is what you guys watched me plant last week, right? Okay, so we're gonna start at the end, and this is the mixed lettuce. So it's like a great mixed lettuce blend. So those are doing pretty wildly. They definitely sprout different. Over here we have the romaine lettuce. Okay. Here we are carrots. Oops. And here we are Roma tomatoes. So those are coming along nicely. Here we have the green onion, which is the stocky onion that you see like on certain dishes. And here we have the cucumber, which have gone completely mad and need transplanted, and I am fixing to do that soon. This is they're so tall that they're literally at the top of it, and I'm afraid it's going to mess them up, so I just kind of set this off to the side so they still get light. But yeah, so that's what's going on here, and I was trying to kind of untangle the plants as well, but you know. Anyway, so those have really come a long way right there. I was really excited about that. But yeah, the sweet potato's doing really good. That one and this one. I've had regular potatoes in here for a while. I only have a couple little roots on them, and I need them to do more than that so I can plant some potatoes from potatoes. So there's that. I did purchase, move please, the dog's in my way, this big planter thing. It's for growing, they call it growing, what is it? What do they call them again? Not growing plants, but climbing plants. Sorry, I had a brain fart. Bigfoot's in here. Hello, Bigfoot, from the table. Anyway, so you have the potted part down here right now. I have some organic fertilizer that I just got, and I'm gonna tip this over on myself. So bear with me, guys. I'm doing things two-handed here. Anyway, so I had gotten turn around camera. So this here, this big thing, is basically, as you go, your climbing plants will get taller, so you can take these down. We just set one up all the way. It has a little watering thing down there to keep water in the bottom so that you feed your plants. I went with this one. This is the one I had decided on to get. The Worm Soil Builder. It's organic, vegetables and flowers. It does multiple things, and so I thought this would be a really good food to start everything on when we get them in the beds. So, but yeah, so there's that. So I got 2 of these, and I figured I'd do the different tomatoes in one, each in one of them. The other one we didn't put together yet. And then we figured we would do. Sorry, guys. The cucumbers, because they're so wild, and this other one that I got, because the garden beds that are going to be down low are definitely going to be garden beds that we use like for the watermelon, potatoes, and like some of the other stuff. But our the climbing stuff, we're going to put in these small planters that have the climbing stuff on them. This other one I ordered actually has a full like greenhouse screen that goes around it, so kind of nice if you got stuff that's needing to be outside but needs a little protection still. All right, and here is the 2 lettuce heads that I had been growing from the bases. They had showed them to you guys, I think, the first time they were still in water, I believe, and so I've transplanted those into here, which is this one that I told you, like the tomato plant seeds must have got in with the soil that I put in here, and then they just start growing. I did finally figure out that this piece right here is an apple from an apple seed. It's not the same as the tomatoes, so that's interesting, and has a little bit thicker stem to it. So there's that, and then over here is the 1 carrot that was transplanted. Like I said, it really had nice growth on it. In the cup, it did well. Here's the other one. Like I said, some of the dirt got on kind of on it in funny ways, so I'm trying to revive it. So I had put a cup over it to give it a little greenhouse effect to see if I could bring it back around. And I've watered these both today. They also have the self-watering area where you just put your water down under. That way, if it gets dry on top, there's water it's pulling through. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, so things are coming right along, everybody. We just got to get to planting in some beds outside soon, but it's not quite time yet, like I said. So I'm gonna run some stuff inside to start with, and then hopefully here in a week or so we'll be able to get them outside. Did you wanna come up, Beachy, and show your beautiful plants, my love? I can put the StreamYard in there again, or did I not send it? Oh, there. I'm sorry. I didn't send it. I'm a goof, y'all. I needed to push the button. Didn't push the button. I'm so silly. So yeah, so that's kind of like, it's amazing what 7-10 days does. I mean, they were sprouting, I would say, after about the 4th or 5th days when I started to see things down in there, and I got kind of concerned that I might have, like, I didn't pack anything in very like tight, because that's that loose straw kind of soil. But I did take a toothpick though and kind of move it around a little bit so some of those could pop through, because I noticed the cucumber, the first one, there was only one, and I kind of uncovered and it was like they were there, but they just couldn't get through. I felt like, so I kind of went around and like kind of lightly loosened the top, And like within a couple days, they were just boop right out of there. So it was great. Okay, I've got Peachy in the back. I'm gonna click over here and quit hitting the wrong button. There we go. Okay, Peachy, add to stage. Sorry,
Hey.
my buttons don't want to work. There you are. Okay.
So I noticed something just now. Does your sign above your sink say "wash your potatoes"?
Now, wash your
What?
palms. Wash
Wash
your
your palm.
palms. And it has a
Actually,
palm tree.
that's so funny because I did just wash your palm. So let's see. Can we can't turn the camera around though, can we? How do we turn the camera around to show?
Wash your
Um,
palms. You got to do the
all
back.
right. So here is a new palm tree I just bought. That's funny because I took it to the sink and
Oh, I
washed it
love
all off.
it.
And I just set it here.
Oh,
Here's a
it's
new.
real. And I love palm tree. Where'd you
I
get a palm
know.
tree, girl?
Look at this thing I bought, a zinnia, which goes outside, will be on the porch. She's a beauty. It looks like the lotus that I
Oh my
sent you the
gosh, that's
flower
beautiful.
the other day, and I bought this one today, Monstera, which this will get monstrous, huge. I have a big other pot, put it in, and then I got this guy on sale. He needed a home. It's a rhododendron, uh, a philodendron, not a rhododendron, philodendron, and it gets little flowers on too. So those are ones that I actually bought today. Oh, I bought a little tray of marigolds too for out by the garden. But so, okay, my carrots are doing really well. I'll bring them over here and show y'all. Mine started way after Sherry's. Oh, let's see, how the hell do you do this like that? So, um, where's the light? Where's this? There we go. So you can see they're taking off right in this little dish of water. The two that
Yep.
don't have anything are new. The other ones are all been about 2 weeks or so, I guess, maybe going on 3. And I love plants. So here's my orchids. I can show them while I'm over here because I'm proud of my orchids. They're doing wonderfully.
Where did you get the
And
palm tree at?
uh, I bought actually I went to Home Depot and I didn't like theirs, and so I went to Walmart and they had a couple that were really nice shapes. So I bought one at Walmart and some of them at Wet. The zinnia I
Oh,
bought it
okay.
at Home Depot. So okay, here's the veggie stuff. So I'm trying to go here's my celery plant.
I had to actually turn the light on because I couldn't even see with the light in the window. I was like, I couldn't see shit.
Yeah,
I
I'm in
think
the
I could
window.
see. Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
There's my sweet potato, which I just put in the dirt. And these two had some things and they're small enough, so I put them taters in there with it. It's just because I have a bunch here that are going to go in the ground. So, and then I have my tomatoes. I bought a couple tomato plants. This one's got 3 in it. Sometimes, if you get lucky, you can find some of these pots at the nurseries that have a few in it. I'll separate these up, and I'll end up with 3 plants instead of just the one. I have a
Right.
chive over there, back there. I got my angel wing begonia, which just bloomed. It just finished blooming. And that's really all I did. I didn't do as much as Cher. I had one celery thing root already, and then I had to pull it because it started getting that powdery mold stuff on. So yeah, but yeah, I have a lot of plants anyway. So when Cher said something, and I said we just both started sweet potatoes within a week of each other, like she said, and then I started talking about, I'm like, oh, I got a sprout on my tater. And then she did tater, and hers are like way farther than mine because she did them in the dirt differently than me. I did mine in a jar. I just put it in the dirt. What? Oh, gosh. 2 days ago, 3 days ago with you guys. I bought a bag of dirt and put it in this little pot for now. But I'm growing mine because I have a big half a barrel that I want to make a little water feature with. So I'm growing my sweet potato because a sweet potato can go right on the edge. You can hook it right on the edge, and it grows with these nice big leaves like the monstera does. And you can um, you can bring it in and out, whatever So it's in the
Right.
winter time you can bring it in and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do a herb spiral, which is just gonna be simple stuff like basil and some. I like to grow sage plants too, so I probably won't put that in because that'll get big. The smaller
Right.
stuff, like maybe purple sage this time, and some sages, and some what do you call chives, which I already started. I'll put them in that little herb. All it is a spiral of rocks, and then you know, however big your plants are going to be, the spiral has to be to accommodate, and then you put them in the spiral. It's kind of cool, and then you have one in the center of the spiral as your main, like the catnip tree. Catnip bush might be the center of mine. I don't know yet. I haven't got that far yet, but that's my only plan. I don't have a big plan for a big veggie garden or anything like you're gonna have it going. You're gonna be busy. I don't want to be that busy, but
I know,
so,
right?
you know, it's kind of an experiment, kind of just
Right.
you know, um smart thing to try to do. And like I said, I have plants all over my house, so I'm used to, and I've had lots of gardens, lots of flower gardens, all kinds, you know, everything. So I know a lot about gardening and planting things.
And well, there and the thing that fascinates me is how like there's so many people that will show because like it doesn't matter like where you live. A lot of people think, oh, I can't grow food because I don't have enough room. But there's literally all different videos because you can like put stuff in everything, like solo cups,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
smaller pots, different things, and that
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
If
I
you
mean,
have
you can
old
do it on a
plastic
balcony
pans,
or
even if you have old plastic dishes or whatever, you know how the old Tupperware stuff, people use that stuff for planters now. I mean, you
right
can use anything for a planter. I have a couple things
for
out
sure.
here. Buckets for the potatoes is fine as long as
Buckets,
it's a big
people
enough
use
bucket.
totes.
Mhm.
I've seen every
If
single
you want,
conceivable thing.
like, if you want smaller potatoes, you use a smaller bucket. If you want the bigger
Yeah,
potatoes, you use a bigger spacer. Put them in the ground. You know, I mean, they'll go as big as they can get in the ground.
yeah.
There's I remember I sent you that picture of what goes in what size pots, like onions or
Right. Yep.
ground onions, not scallions, but actual onions and potatoes
I
and
know.
squash
That's
and
the
all
only
that
thing
stuff.
I
Yeah.
didn't grab, and I mean, we might, but I don't know that I got that salad mix and it had that kind of style
Hmm.
onion in it because it's more of a salad onion. And I was like,
Hmm.
I told my husband, if you want onions, we can throw some in somewhere,
Yeah, onions.
maybe on that
I
same
mean,
end or something.
you just got to feed them, and you know, the more good stuff you feed them, like you're making tea or making the compost. If you get the tea
Yeah.
from the compost, you want to do that outside. You don't. That's going to be a little stanky. You don't want it in the house. So
Oh God,
you know,
yeah, right.
as you go, you're gonna you probably just making
Oh,
juice
that's
now.
right. I didn't. I could if I
It's
could show
probably
everybody this.
barely even making any juice yet, you know, because you just started it. But
Yeah, I
once
don't
it
know.
starts
Would
making,
you say
yeah,
there is any Corey in the compost yet?
any liquid on the
Barely.
bottom,
Yeah, he said barely.
right?
So right
It takes
here,
a little
I have.
time.
Let me show what I'm doing here with this tea stuff. So this is banana peel, all cut
Mm-hmm.
up with water on it.
Is this stinky?
I don't. I'm not going to smell it. And this cup here is
Bet it is.
this one's 2 tea bags emptied into water. You just
Yeah,
let them sit for about a week. I didn't get the onion yet, but you're supposed to do the onion like skins too. And you
you could
soak
put
them
a
for a
little
week,
garlic in it.
and then
Onion. You
you
can use
can
onion
literally like.
powder, dehydrated onion. If you have dehydrated onion in the cupboard, you can use that.
I probably
I love
don't.
to buy
I never use much onion. But the reason why I was doing
onion
that is because supposedly once you plant your stuff, you
powder.
can, yeah, you can pour these
Onion
into a
is
big bucket, dilute
antibacterial
with
type thing.
water, and have like a natural fertilizer. It's supposed
Mhm.
to help and a
It,
nutrient. Like,
it makes
so I thought that was cool.
it's yeah, it's a natural tea kind of thing, and it's a
Right.
natural
Especially
fertilizer.
since I used to throw away all that shit.
So
Now
plants
I'm like,
love potassium, and that's why the bananas make your good juice because plants love that potassium, like just like our body does.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to
Um,
say.
the
Yeah, they have all
onion,
that good shit.
the onion is like the antibacterial. It'll keep the seed from getting any kind of like. It's kind of like
Diseases or sort of.
antibiotic
Yeah,
for them, so to speak. Yeah, like
exactly. Right.
onions are crazy. Onions, if you have like a earache, if you cut a slice of onion, put it in it, wrap it in a towel, paper towel, or hanky, whatever, and you lay on that on your ear, and your earache it'll draw the earache away and stuff like that. It's ear infection and stuff like that. It's really onions are crazy. Onions do a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, they
Yeah, and
really
they
are.
do, they do stuff to your body too. Yeah, but they're good for you. Yeah, I like a purple onion myself. We were talking about onions, a Vidalia or a purple onion any day. And then if we're making burgers and we're just using a regular onion or something, they got like I like them burnt to almost a crisp, like burnt onions on my burger.
Right?
You probably know
I
what you're
wonder
drinking
though. I
without
would have
that.
to like if I wanted to grow
Sugar.
sweet Vidalia onions, I'd have to get like the seeds back because I imagine an onion can't. Couldn't you grow that like we're doing these other veggies where you cut that top piece off and then grow off of that? I would imagine. Wouldn't it do the same as these others? Never thought about it,
Um,
but I don't know. I'll have to
I
check
think
it out.
okay. So yeah, you plant an onion will start sprouting if it's in somewhere too long. It'll start sprouting out the top, and you plant it right in the ground, just like a potato.
Right. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. That's what we'll have to do is get us a nice
Ouch, my
that
wrist.
fat sweet Vidalia.
But man,
What?
that zinnia, this zinnia I bought. Let's see if we can get a better light on it. It
Oh,
looks like that. Look, it's
we don't want you to show your chicken pox.
just a beauty. Show you what?
You don't want to show your chicken pox. That's owies.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a beautiful flower.
God, what is wrong with you, dog? You don't bother me all day until I get on the live, and then you won't be quiet. Go lay down. It's not dinner time. You're way ahead of yourself.
Right on. So I just, I thought since you were doing live, I'd just pop in and share mine too. But yeah, I went and I spent like $60 on plants today. I think it was about 60 because I got a couple of them that were on like sale. They needed a home. So two of them were marked down from whatever they were to like $10 and $7. So uh they looked like I should take them home with me, so I did. And then the other one, the palm tree was 24, so she wasn't cheap. And then the zinnia was 14, which not bad because they'll come back every year if you take them out of the ground or bring the pot in and let it settle for the winter, and then you could put it back out the next year. So yeah, they're good like that. I bought the dog a new ball, and it's like everything in the world sticks to it because it's new. It's gross. It lights up, and she loves it. It's not small like the other one where I'm afraid she might choke on the dang thing. It's bigger, so it's better for her. But um, yeah, that's all I got for you,
Sorry,
Cher.
I had to go. I had to go put Milo in another
No,
area because he just won't be quiet. He does this shit on purpose. I swear he does because he was quiet, and then Dad got home, and then he calmed down from that excitement, and then round two. Shh,
right?
don't you start now,
Well, he's an
Mrs.
excitable boy, that's for sure. Oh, did you hear Milo?
Yeah.
Say hi, Milo. Hi, Milo. I missed you all day. I
Yeah.
haven't talked to
See, I spoke too soon. Now it's going to be a thing.
you. Well,
These
Lucy, a
guys
lot of
love to
times,
mess with us.
yeah, to your dogs. Lucy, a lot of times, she hears them go off, she'll start like, "What the
You're
hell? What the
funny.
hell?" Yeah.
You and your emojis. Tori's doing emojis.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what you meant.
I love
I
it when
can't
she
see
makes
it.
those funny noises. That's so funny. She's like, "Arr."
I know she sounds so vicious, doesn't she? She's a vicious beastie. As long as she's got her blanket and her allergy pills and everything else is good, we're good. Yeah. And if somebody intrudes in my house, she will get you. She just has to take off her pajamas, take off her eye mask at night, put her collar back on, and then she will get you. She's a pity.
Oh,
She don't know nothing about fighting nobody. She really don't.
she just likes to do it to you.
Yeah, she likes to fight me. Oh, you've seen what she does to me.
Earlier, she
Crazy.
was like, it was like, holy, out of nowhere, man. I was like, oh gosh.
Jumps up on my lap. Yeah, you were talking about you. Yeah, because you think you're a lap dog and you weigh 60 pounds. Right, 57, but still, it's pretty close, bitch. She loves her new ball. Here, let me show you. So it's a glow in the dark, and oh, it does. It's supposed to light up on it. It was lighting up. What happened? Did you break it already? Well, it was lighting up on impact, but it's not lighting up now. Look, anything I buy this dog, she breaks it. She rips it up. It's got a tooth mark in it with a little flap, like already where she got a tooth dug
She
in.
sunk it in.
It's hard. It's hard. Like it's not edible. And it's not lighting up, which is bumming me out. Let's see. Oh, there, it
She's gonna
lit up.
throw it, and then it'll hit something, and it'll light up.
It lit up. It lit up. See, there you are.
Maybe it has to have the dog do it.
Oh, I threw it against the front door, so I guess I had to hit it harder. Impact must be, it has to be so many pounds of impact. Oh, I got it. See, isn't that cool? And it glows in the dark at night, so we'll be able to find it if it's in the yard. Woohoo! She loves it. You love a new ball? You a happy dog? Yeah, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. All right, what was that? No squeaker. Yeah, I know that squeaker makes me crazy. I didn't take it away from her yet, but she's totally abandoned it. Hey, don't eat it. See, she's trying to eat it now. She is like Callie the Destroyer. Hey, whoa. Well, Lucifer means bringer of light, not really, it's not a bad thing. Bring it here, Lucifer. Come on. Bring it here.
Oh, that's what the referral link is for. Okay, new to streaming. Okay, it's a
Welcome, everyone.
discount for people wanting to level up on their StreamYard. That's what that is. Okay. Are they going to
Oh,
give me a discount for advertising for them?
yeah, yeah, they might. They might. If you advertise enough, they'll start paying you, right?
I don't know, but we'll try.
That makes sense to me. I don't know about everybody else. But yeah,
Right?
no. So I'm glad I got a few more plants around the house too, because I wanted a few more. I had to leave some plants behind when I moved. I really miss my rubber tree.
I love that palm tree. I just never know if anything's going to last around here because we don't have a good window for sun, We just
I
have like,
have a way bigger pot too. I'll put it in and it'll just take right off, man. It'll yeah. Um. Well, same with all of them. I put them in. The Monstera doesn't need replanted yet, but I'll probably put some good dirt on top of it. Like mix in some dirt on top. But yeah, I love the plants, and like I said, once the weather gets nice, I'll be putting them on the porch and stuff. So it makes the porch nicer.
it
You know.
does, yeah, for sure. And I'll be able to, I mean, once we get a deck built, that'll help because then we'll have a space that we can get some plants out there, get some stuff out in the sun. That'll be nice. I just
Well,
don't
I
want to
have.
try to, I already got so much going on. Once I kind of get everything out planted, I think it'll be a little easier to like figure out the next
Right.
step. But right now I'm
Right.
just like, the cucumbers are definitely ready to be maneuvered soon because they're getting so crazy
Yeah.
big. So
Um. Yeah. If
I
your
think
weather
should have
stays
put
nice,
those.
I mean, if your weather stays nice, you could put them out and still cover them with like a trash bag at night. So during the day you just uncover, wrap it up, tie it up, pull it up,
Right.
tie it up, or whatever, and then at night, because that's when it gets cold. They probably would survive if you got a space ready outside, or you putting them in those trellis.
Yeah, and those planter
Yeah.
things with the
Well,
trellis
get
thing,
some
like,
dirt.
yeah.
Get some dirt, baby. Get them going.
Keeps raining, so I think we're just gonna go get a bag of potting soil and mix it with the compost we already got.
Oh, the injured
Because we
kitty.
can get free dirt, but the dirt, like, as much rain as we've had, I know that dirt's wet, and I already have enough damp soil, so I don't really need more damp. I need a little drier, so I think we'll
Right.
get just a nice bag of the dry potting soil, the Miracle Grower potting soil, just a bag of that,
You can just get some Pro Mix
and
and
get
mix with your
get
good dirt.
everything started at least.
Right, right. Put some rocks on the bottom or pebbles if you buy a bag of stone or something to put on the bottom of them. I
We
meant to
probably
tell
should put some
you.
rock in the bottom just for support
Yeah,
because of
you can buy
weight, to weight it down.
if you could buy some cheap clay pots. You can bust them up, and put them on the bottom. That's what I did to the one pot outside, which I don't know what I'm putting in it yet, but I started putting rocks and broken up clay pot on the bottom. You just put something over it and hit it with a rock or a hammer and break it up into pieces. That's why I do that a lot because the clay will retain water too, and it'll let the water that it doesn't need out, but it'll still hold in. The clay is awesome. Clay pot, the
Yeah,
terracotta.
yeah.
So even if you got some old ones laying around the shed or something, like old clay pots, a lot of people don't use them anymore. But I use them when I find them out, especially if they're broken. I'm like, can I have these? Take them. I've got a couple more out back too. I'll just break them up, use them in the plants, and it helps the plant because it's a natural medium, so to speak, and it retains moisture in it for on the bottom, so they don't actually dry out. Even if the top is
Right.
dry, the clay pieces on the bottom have moisture in them, so it keeps especially if you're in your hot spaces or hot areas, it'll keep them moist on the bottom.
Right.
Train a little. I mean, if you let it dry out too much, it'll dry out, no problem. But still,
Exactly.
it'll help them last
Yeah.
longer. Yeah.
Well, hopefully with all of the lettuces and kind of like the stuff that's down there that's pretty much going to be like what I call like kind of grow about the same level, we'll do those in the raised beds, like the ones that are up off the ground, and then we'll do the ground raised beds for the watermelon is kind of the plan for now.
Right.
But I just figured with the tomatoes needing to climb.
Are you
Huh?
doing pumpkin too? Were you doing a pumpkin or something too?
No, I can't handle pumpkin yet.
I didn't know if you would
Maybe
do
I'll
a
try that
pumpkin.
next year.
Well, you're growing the watermelons that kind of go hand in hand. They need the same kind of
They
treatment.
do, right? We'll see if I can keep the watermelons alive before I try anything.
Well, the watermelon, they just need enough room to let themselves grow out. So,
Right.
you have
Yeah, we
they're
just have
going
to make a
down
plan for when they
forever.
start to grow. And there's
Well,
all sorts of ways to, kind of like lay
yeah,
them out so that they vine out.
yeah. You can pin them down. You can do all kinds of things to make them go the
This
way you
one
want 'em
guy
to.
did this really neat thing. He did like a long, like rectangular shaped, not real wide either. I don't think it was more than a foot or so wide, um, garden bed. He planted all the watermelon plants in a row, and then they grew up,
Mhm,
right? And so he
mhm.
had them go up and over, and then had a flat board on top. And then that's where the melons, when they started to grow the melon, he had them sit. So they were
Right,
well off the ground away from
right,
predators.
right.
And I was
Exactly.
thinking
Awesome.
that was kind of a neat idea how he did
That's a
it.
cool idea. Yeah. Now, people have been doing this stuff for thousands of years. Gardening, that's the thing about gardening. There's so many varieties of how to do things and what to do with certain. Everybody. It's already written. You just got to Google it if you don't know something
Right.
about something.
Yeah. There's just so many different ways you can do it. So we're going to have to
Some of
figure out
them,
what works best for our space, I suppose.
right? Some of them take even different kinds of nutrients than others. Like they want, instead of a 20-40-20 or 20-20-20, they want a 03-20-20,
Yeah.
or a 20-23, or like higher in magnesium or higher in potassium. And that's what those bananas are doing. The potassium from the bananas and all the other stuff, the good stuff from the bananas, is getting into the water, and that way you're infusing it, and then you're feeding it to the plants, and they love all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I made up like the
nutrients,
banana fertilizer stuff,
nitrogen,
which was just like that juice
the
strained,
nitrogen. Yep,
and then with
yep,
water, and that works really good to spray around the foliage too.
yep, yep. There's so many different varieties on how to do that.
It's a
That's
process.
Yeah, and
It
it's
gives you a
easy to
different respect and perspective on farming and people that bring the food to the
Oh, yeah.
stores for all of us to eat.
Yeah,
Really
oh yeah,
does. I
yeah.
mean, I'm
People work
like sitting
hard.
here thinking, okay, I got to get up and okay, I need to check everybody's water today. I need to turn heating pad on, heating pad off, lights on, lights off.
Right on. Yeah, well, that's gardening, and that's any kind of gardening, whether you're growing house plants, vegetable garden, marijuana, whatever it is that you have in your garden. You're growing, herbs or whatever. Everything likes, you know, just like us. We need to be fed. We need to have water. Like, water is more important than being fed, but you got to be fed every so often. Even my house plants, I don't feed them like every week or anything like that. I feed them like once a month or something. I'll mix up a batch of good stuff for them. And I use a lot of the Earth Grow products. So they're already like teas and stuff that are already made for me, with the
Right.
prices of that stuff though, that stuff is becoming really expensive. For a gallon of nutrients is like freaking 50 to 70 to up. They ain't
Right.
cheap. So to do a little bit of composting and stuff yourself and make your own tea these days, especially for a bigger kind of garden, is the smartest thing you can do. And that's what farmers and small farms and farmer market people, they all do that composting stuff to make their own
Right.
tea.
Actually,
Why
I
would you
found
invest
something
in
earlier today about tomatoes. It was so what the lady does is you take it was quite a bit of plain yogurt and you
them?
mix it with equal parts of a certain amount of water and it makes
Mm-hmm.
up this nice like creamy like stuff and that's something that supposedly tomatoes just absolutely love and
A
just
lot of
really
plants.
need.
Yeah, a lot of plants love like sour milk. If you get a little sour milk in the fridge, you could put that in a gallon of water, like a little bit, like a shot glass full or maybe two, and
Right.
feed it to most of your house plants and everything. They love it. The milk has enzymes and plants love just like we like all kinds of stuff in our system. Uh,
Make sure
so
she
the
don't
plant,
roll in the my water again.
so do plants, and so the enzymes and all the good stuff that's in milk. Yeah, so milk you can use make a spray with milk and it'll keep certain kinds of funguses off of your plants because the milk has enzymes that will eat the fungus before it can even make itself reproduce itself. And so, yeah, a lot of homemade sprays to keep bugs or funguses off of your plants, especially for certain kinds of gardens. Uh, you spray them down with the milk and water stuff, and it keeps the mildews or funguses from going on your, like the powdered mildew and all that. Um,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
And so,
supposed to help, that's for sure.
and with the internet, man, you can Google anything and it'll tell you how to make a homemade recipe for any kind of issue with a plant. Like
Yeah.
you ever seen those plant? I love that plant. You take a picture and it'll tell you what it needs: coffee or sugar. Or now I put coffee in my plants all the time. I put just I drink the other stuff, so I just put instant coffee. Right, like take the thing and shake a little, half a teaspoon, quarter teaspoon in my plants every so often, and they love it. That's actually what my crocuses, my orchids. I gave them coffee when I first moved here. I gave everybody a shot of coffee and stuff, and I fed them maybe once or twice since I've been here. And I've been here what 6, 7 months, But
Yeah.
everybody's doing good. I mean, the orchids went crazy when I gave them a little bit of coffee. As you've seen, they started bursting open, and they love that window. And so now that when they're done blooming, my orchid, I'll move it to another window because they will bloom faster if you move them or turn it all the way around or whatever. You gotta,
Right, right,
yeah. Some plants don't like to be moved at all, and then some plants do. It's
right.
really, it's really weird. Some like to be root bound, and some like to have lots of room underneath them. Yeah, there's so many different variations. Um, I told that zinnia. I remember I sent you guys the pictures of the zinnias last week when I went to town with the fam, and
Yeah.
I said, "Well, if it's still here next week when I get paid, I'm going to go get it." So I went over there, and that was the only one left. The big one with the two on it, where it's gone. Which I said that's fine. I'll take either one. I so this one's got two more buds coming anyway and stuff. It's a beautiful plant. Um, it looks just like a lotus, just like a
Yeah.
lotus flower. So I like looking at it over there.
So where's the palm tree at?
It's right here by the back door right now. I haven't decided where I'm going to put it, but it'll go outside on the porch once it's
Oh,
nice
okay.
enough. They were in the greenhouse, so they're probably hardy enough to be outside, really. But I don't have
Right.
neither one of my decks. Like I have the two big decks, but neither one. I haven't put the awning over the deck yet. So like, I don't want them to get beat. When it rains, man, it pours around here sometimes. Where's your
Right.
ball? Where's your ball? It's over there. Go get it. Go get it, girl. Good girl. Bring it. Bring it here. You're so smart. You're the smart one. Here you are. You give it. You give it now. Give it. Or else you don't want me to have it. Right? Oh, I got it.
But
It's fine.
yeah, so I guess this time we'll try to
It's fine.
do 7 days instead of 10. That way and I'm gonna say that hopefully, um, my other greenhouse planter thing comes that I want to do the cucumbers in so that we can get those moved because they definitely need moved. They are getting really tall.
Yeah, you're gonna have to separate them up. Pick the
Yeah,
stronger one because you're not gonna probably plant all of them. You can put them in a pot and give them away or something, or put them in solo cups even for a little while. They'll be all right for at least even 2 months, probably in a solo cup. But pick the hardiest ones you think, and however many that you want to do, and then the other ones. I don't know. You could put 2 or 3 in a space too.
I would think so. Yeah,
As one. Take 3 or so, put them as one, and they'll
right.
grow together. Um, 3 is enough. So you sow 3 seeds. One for the birds, one for the earth, and one for you. That's how it
Right.
goes. It's kind of Indian legend, probably a rhyme or something. I can't remember it right now, but you sow 3 seeds. That's the deal. So yeah, you asked me how many cucumber seeds. I'm like, how many cucumbers do you want? I don't know.
I know,
Whatever.
right? Well, see, here's what I wasn't thinking about was however many seeds were going into each hole, and then there's 12 little things, and I'm like, wait a minute. Oh my gosh. So beginners thing,
Hmm,
starting thing, I would say that
look,
might have put
give
a few
them
too
away.
many in some of them.
Put a sign that says free watermelon plants out front and just put them out there. People will take them and put them right in the ground. It's so easy to do a watermelon. And, if people don't take them, then screw them. But you can give them away.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, because
you can
I've
take them to
planted
school.
there's 2 trays and
You
then
have
2
like 100.
cups.
You have like 100 plants, it looked like. At least 80 plants there, it looked like. Lucy,
80.
you think it's more than 80 or
Well,
less?
no, because the watermelon hasn't, bloomed yet or come up yet. So I don't really
Oh,
know
I'm
how it's
talking
going to
about the
look.
cucumber. I'm talking about the
Oh, no, the
cucumber.
cucumber. Oh, there's definitely okay. So I put,
Those
because
are
those
easy
seeds
to
were
do
bigger,
too.
I put like 3 seeds per
I said
hole.
watermelon, huh? I did.
Yeah, I was just confused. I was like, wait a minute.
A lot of people would take a cucumber plant too if you put free on it. I bet you they'd pull up and take 1 or 2.
Right. Well, we could
Just
always offer one to his mom as well, I suppose. If
nice
she'd be
name.
willing to. She has a nice little back area of, where she could put something out there. Our neighbor here.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean it's always a
Yeah.
nice thing. Like if I had a bunch like that, I would probably put them on a little sign out front and say free cucumber plant or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah, we have a bunch of pine trees we were going to give away. We just need to get those, you know. Maybe we'll
No.
do a bunch of stuff at once
Oh,
like that and
oh, sugar. I
solo
gotta go.
cup them out.
Okay. Let me know.
I think my Milo's thinking, anytime it gets close to 4 o'clock, he starts to get kind of lippy because he's thinking of dinner.
Oh
We
yeah, I
don't
know.
ever make it to 5 o'clock anymore. Ever since the time change went, he's been stuck on it.
That's funny.
Right?
Right on. Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, so we'll have to just
All
keep
right.
checking in and see
Cool.
what our progress is because there's a lot of stuff growing. So,
Yeah,
um,
and I love gardening. So, like I said, if you ever need advice besides Google, you can always holler at me. You know that.
right. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
because I'm definitely going to have to pay attention to when it's time to take those things from the
Okay.
sweet potato and plant those.
Yeah, yeah, you got a little time yet, though. You want them to get a little bigger, and
Yeah.
and then you slip them, and then you got to root them in the water too.
Yep. Yep.
Oh yeah. And you could put a little of that banana water in, like a little jar with it. You could even put some of that banana water in with water and put it right in there. It'd probably root in no time.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
I'd let it get a little bit taller. I know that one is like totally tall, but the bottom of the plant, I'd let that get a little bit taller, and then you could do it. I would do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some people might do it already right now. I'm just being on the cautious side.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't want to disrupt any kind of growth. It seems
All right.
like there's stuff that's finally taken off of like a different piece, but then another, yeah, like another one's coming through. And then even
Right.
that little tiny nub that was the cut off end of a sweet potato that I cut up for the dogs, it
Yeah.
already had some little bumps on it. So I stuck it in that dirt and now it's already starting to slip and get little
Yeah,
bumps.
those were the eyes, just like on a
The
potato,
eye, yeah, I wasn't expecting it, but that's the ends that you bury
that,
when I did
that's
it
what
on
you
the
want.
side in the dirt. And that was
Yeah.
interesting because I didn't think anything was happening. So one day I kind of peeked under one of the potatoes and there's a whole ass root system underneath both those sweet potatoes. But I feel like they
Yeah,
all connected to the
that's
one.
awesome.
And then I
So
don't know why a plant didn't grow off the end of the other one, but whatever.
yeah, that's
It's,
awesome because mine went so slow in the jar, like it was in suspended animation or something.
yeah,
While
I
yours
know,
was
right? I
going
kept looking
crazy.
every day, like feeling
So
and checking little bumps to see if they were going to do it.
yeah, well, I kept checking underneath, in the jar, and it had just the starts of some tap roots,
Yeah,
and
tap roots. There wasn't many at
I put
first for
'em-
mine either.
yeah, I put it right in that dirt. So I bet you it's gonna like within a few more days, it's just gonna go boom boom. Yeah, totally. I want to put a little more dirt on top of that too. And then I have those other potatoes. Like I could probably put them outside because I'll just bury them right in the ground and mound them up a little bit. Put a little topsoil in with the dirt in the backyard. Just you got to dig the hole bigger and make uh, till it like till the so that the soil's loose enough for a potato to move. You can't have the hard
Yeah,
ground. So I'm gonna dig up like a little 2 foot bed area and then plant some of those tater plants in it. And then what you do is you put them on the top and then you mound them up a little bit so you know where they are and put something
right.
like, yeah, you just keep watering them and boom. By fall, you'll have, a dozen or two tomatoes. Yeah, I hope so. But potatoes.
Right,
So,
yeah, the
yeah.
potatoes go pretty quick. I don't know.
Yeah.
We haven't decided because of the amount of space we need. We might end up doing the grow bags for those. We haven't decided yet. They're pretty big.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what you're saying. I looked for those and then I got onto something else and I totally forgot. But I did get chain oil for the
it was
chainsaw.
only like, oh, you did?
Yeah,
Cool.
I did. I got some chain oil for that and a little funnel for it too, because I was like, yeah, probably not a bad idea. 75 cents. I'm like, yeah, that'll come in handy. So yeah, so I can use a chainsaw now. I haven't filled it up or anything. I just brought it home when I got home. Um, but yeah, I remembered that today. It wasn't that expensive, really, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, it was a good day for plants and stuff.
Yeah, I find it interesting how they move, the movement of the plants when you do catch them doing it. It's quite interesting. It just makes you realize just like how, like
Mm-hmm.
it's, I mean, they're
Move
just like
cells.
alive like we are, basically. And it's
Oh,
interesting to see.
where is my prayer plant? I bet you, what's her name? Fucking hell. See, I forget these things until I remember. So I used to have a prayer plant. I should get another one. And at night, when the sun goes down, their leaves all curl up like this, and you can actually watch them do it real slow, like, and they curve themselves in to like little tubes almost. And then in the morning, when you wake up, they're all open again, looking at the sun.
Right?
It's called a prayer plant. I mean, I'm sure it has a technical name that I used to know. I don't know any of that shit anymore. I used to be able to say, homunculus, uh, whatever they are, uh, plant names and stuff. My brain is totally never mind. But don't remember genus and species names anymore. Um, but the prayer plant, yeah, I'm gonna get me another one of those coming up. That should be on my list because I love
It sounds like it would be a neat plant to have.
it. It is a cool plant. Pretty sure the one I had was my grandmother's, and I bet you it went to that other house way back in the day. And that doesn't make me happy, but it is what it is. I see, if you don't think about something, how you forget about it for so long, and then you just clicked it with me, how plants move. And even that monstera that I put in the window, I turned it away from the window, and it's pulling itself up toward the window as we speak. Um, yeah,
I
love it. I love plants. I love
do
animals.
too.
I love a lot. Some
I don't
people,
have a lot of room for plants, but once we get kind of like a deck going, I think that it'll be easier for me to have a few, because that's kind of been keeping me from getting them. Just because I don't have a lot of space in here, and anywhere I put anything, the dogs, if it's down low, they're gonna get in it.
right? Well, my house is so dang dark. I was thinking about putting a shelf on that back room window because it's only one of them tall windows at the top, kind of like the bathroom window. Not quite as high
Mhm.
though, but so with that bay window and that kitchen window, those are perfect for flowers. It's like the west side
They really are.
of the house. Yeah. This side is a little bit, I mean, when the sun's out, yeah, it's nice, but like today it's dreary out, so it's kind of gray in here. Oh, I didn't turn
Yeah,
on
it is
the
here too.
light. I forgot my light behind me. I was gonna turn that light on. No biggie. But yeah, well, thanks for having me up. Hey, I
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah.
it.
Yeah, we'll check in next week and we'll see how everything's growing again and go from there. And
Right on.
all right, well, thank you
Cool.
for coming up and sharing.
Appreciate you, sir. Right on. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you, man. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye, hon.
Bye, hon. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for stopping in, y'all.
Well, that was Beachy, everybody. And like I said, we both have some interesting gardening going on. A little bit of feeding and a little bit of growing from veggies, growing food from food. So, if any of it interests you guys, or you want to try something new, go for it. It's like I said, it's fascinating watching things grow. It really is. And in the long run, the food that you grow, can save you a lot of money at the store in the long run. Plus, it kind of feels good to know that you're growing what you're eating, and you're not just, we're not just depending on others. That we learn how to do it ourselves, right? So, I'm going to let everybody off here for now. And I have another live with PCT coming up tonight at 7, which will be in about 3 hours. So I want to um, get busy, get some things done before that, and let everybody get dinner and rest. And if you guys are around at 7 o'clock, come join us, and I'm sure we'll have some great laughs. So, all right, everybody, thanks for coming. Don't forget to hit the like, even those out in the bushes. All right. Bye, guys. See you in 1 week for more gardening and more growing. Bye.